And there was this party. There were a few of them. They were really bashing the newcomers, like there are such a bad people. And then I started to talk to them. The whole room was engaged in this conversation, and these people who were really negative started to get some kind of eye-openers, and it was that I experienced some kind of adrenaline, that my story somehow pushed them to understand this thing better.
It made me believe that I can make a change.
Very happy actually with the interview, but Maya, she was very doubting.
In that moment I thought we messed it up.
The idea of SVA is to just let the Dutch society meet the refugees. So don't read the stories from the newspapers, don't hear stories from other people, but just let them meet the refugees and make their own opinion by what they see. So just show the refugees in the way they are. And always when I in activity of the refugees, the Stichting Vluchtelingenambassadeurs. For example, we give gas lessons in schools. When I join a gas lesson, I think I want to put the whole Dutch country in this classroom. And then all of a sudden everybody starts talking different. So.
My name is Maja Ćorić and I'm born in the former Yugoslavia. When I was 13, a war started in my country and I have to fly away. I arrived in the Netherlands and it was a kind of beginning of a new life. So I finished my school here and I went to university and I studied about mass violence. So my main interest was actually how this developed, and then not only the history about it, but actually not the big history, but these individual histories. So I've done a lot of research on oral history from people from conflict areas.
Yeah, I met Maya in Amersfoort on the event for refugees. And I start talking about our organization, Vluchtelingenambassadeurs, and she was very interested right away because she is a refugee herself and she came from Bosnia, and she understands what our newcomers, what our refugees went through. So she wanted to do something with that. So she got involved, and yeah, I was very happy with her.
And there was this party, there was somebody's birthday and we were there and everybody was discussing about newcomers somehow. So there were a few of them, they were really bashing the newcomers, like there are such a bad people and whatever they do it turns bad, and if you are a refugee you should do this and that. So they were really judgmental, and then I started to talk to them. But wait, from my point of view as a former refugee, this is something that you should take into account. Why does a man leave his home? Like my father did the same. This is how it was for him. So at one moment the whole room was engaged in this conversation, and these people who were really negative started to get some kind of eye-openers, and it was that I experienced some kind of adrenaline, that my story somehow pushed them to understand this thing better. And there was one person and she told me, you know what, do you know this organization, Refugee Ambassadors? Maybe you should talk to them or get in contact. Maybe you can do this really good, so why not?
The seeds you have to plant at the right moment in the right time, but also you need to give it the right amount of water. And the obstacles in the beginning were that we did everything for free. So we were an organization with all volunteers. The refugees told their stories in schools just for free. We did our work just for free.
The obstacle was also to organize the training in such a way that it's really adding something, like that you are really getting prepared in the training for what you are going to do.
So we could give the ambassadors a good training. They learn how to present themselves for their public, how to tell their story. We did a real good storytelling training, and that helped by doing the work more in the right way. So give it the right water to grow. Yeah.
Then I had my first storytelling event or guest lesson. It was in school for 15 or 14 years old kids. And it was amazing. It was very nice. I had a very nice time. But when I finished, I got a very strange feedback from the teacher. She said, "You were making a lot of fun. You were laughing. You had this jokes. Why you're talking about something hard?" So I didn't see the drama, or the tragedy. But for me, I was like, I give a bit about the hard things in my life, but I don't have to share my trauma every day, and everywhere.
Because trauma doesn't mean that if you are traumatized, then you will cry and you will... No, there are so many ways to deal actually with it, and one of them is exactly try to get a bit of distance from it, and then try also to explain it to another, because when you explain to others, you're actually also explaining it to yourself. What's also important, what was really important for us to state it clear, we are not psychiatrists, so we can give you therapy or something, but we offer you the space to do something with it, and we support you. So I think it helps a lot.
I had a neighbor in my street. He told me about the grow program of the Oranje Fonds, and he told me that you get for 3 years funding, but not only funding, you also get coaching, help by how to grow your organization. So I thought that's the right thing we need.
It was spring, and it was a really sunny morning, and we went to Oranje Fonds in the middle of Utrecht, in a really impressive building, and we went in there, and it was already, when we stepped in, everything was from marble, and it was high art, and like you are in some kind of palace, and I really get nervous then. Before that I wasn't nervous, because I'm quite secure when talking to people about what we do and about our mission, but then I don't know, something about this place and the bigness of it and make me nervous. And then we get into conversation with 2 people from Oranje Fonds, and they were so critical, really. And not only critical, but they are kind of asking questions which were not really specific, but also not really like broad. So it was really confusing, and so it was like, in that moment I was thinking like, what are we doing?
We were sitting there in their office, their big office, and we did the interview, and I was very happy actually with the interview, but Maya, she was very doubting. She was like, they asked us critical questions, and I had the feeling we could not answer all the questions yet. We are not on that level yet. And then, but I was thinking like, yeah, but that's exactly what they need, because they need to see the opportunity in us that we can grow, so we don't have to be there yet.
Well, I thought it wasn't going to work, because I thought we messed it up.
received it by a phone call. I remember I was here in my house in the kitchen. I was standing there and I was saying, "Oh, really?" Like I was very surprised. So, but also very happy. So, yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
Then you called Maya.
And exactly, yeah, of course, immediately I called Maya. Yeah.
Well, I think I jumped or something, and I was like, yeah, I was so happy, and I was really euphoric actually. So yes, we did it.
I like it that every human being can grow, that a human being gets a chance to grow.
I can see and feel the difference before and after this deal with the Orania Fund. It was really important. There was a moment I felt, yeah, that we really need that. We really need to take it to that level. There was some things missing, but now everything is going the right way, and I believe it make me believe that I can make a change.
The first time they only needed 4 guys to get me. Why 80 person? Like, so and then they went back.
I expect to learn a lot more about more specifically how someone experiences having to leave their country, because I myself don't really know what that's like, because I've been living here all my life.
Well, I kind of want to know how your political opinions can have an impact in your home country.
Although I was the one who told them that I was arrested, but a lot of people were escaping from me because they were afraid. And that was hard, because some of them even, I was asked about them, and I didn't say anything about them, but they were running from me, and I was like, this is not fair, for God's sake.
But I did gain some extra respect, because usually you don't think about it as much because you don't get confronted with it day to day. And hearing these stories, it just kind of showed me that these people have been through a lot, and that I shouldn't only like accept them, but I should also admire them for what they've gone through.
They seem more stronger now because they have to give up a lot, and it's something you don't always think about, and I admire that more than before.
Your story made it feel more real in a way.
It developed me from being a writer to a storyteller. It's amazing. I made dozens of storytelling events, and I saw a direct impact on the people about what I'm doing. It made me give something back to the society, building bridges between me and people, not only from the Netherlands, but also from people around the world. And that's made me feel how important I can be in this new society by inspiring the new generation, the kids, the students, the future of this country.
I find the organization on the internet, and I get in contact, and that's how I started as a volunteer, by telling my own experiences in a war and becoming a refugee, and then also about integrating in the Netherlands, building a new life. So those experiences were shared, I shared them, and that's how I started to work for the organization.
from the beginning, it was my own, like my own child. I felt very into it, but I was thinking, okay, I'm going to do this the rest of my life as a volunteer and on a low basis. But now it's just an organization with, with 2 professionals in it, and I work on it on a daily basis. So I never thought that it would be that way. And we are already thinking about, we are busy with a project with the IOM, and that's a project in 6 different countries. So our dream is not to work only in the Netherlands, but in Europe, in whole Europe. So.
I have been working with the SVR for more than a year, and I can see that the seed of the SVR has grew high. Although the bad weather and the winds, nothing broke it. I can see the impact it made, and I can see how they developed many people. I believe now that one idea can create many ideas, and I'm so proud of being a part of it.